It's finally happened. After all these years of creating content on YouTube, series after series, experiment after experiment, I've finally run out of ideas. How am I going to get to my goal of 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year if I don't have any good ideas? And if I don't come up with something good soon, then no one's going to like the video either. I think there's only one thing for it. And that is to steal all your guys' ideas and databases from the Discord. Hello and welcome back to the TomFM channel. Hope you're all doing well today and looking forward to something a little bit different on the channel. It's an experiment, but something that I've never thought of before. As you just saw, Josh on the Discord, he put a link to a little database that he made, and it looked quite interesting. So I said to him, should we do it for a video? And he was like, go for it. What he's done is swap every Premier League team with a team with an incredibly similar name. So Arsenal has been swapped with Arsenal Tula in Russia, for example. He's then taken these other teams with similar names to the current Premier League teams, put them in the Premier League, and I've just gone and simulated it to see what happens. So if we go to the Premier League, you can see there are very familiar team names, but they're just not the right teams. So going through it alphabetically, obviously Arsenal, they are now Arsenal Tula from Russia. Aston Villa are an Aston Villa who are from Antigua and Barbuda from the Caribbean. Bericum Chelsea, they're from Ghana apparently, and Brighton Bulldogs are from Australia. Burnham replaces Burnley, and apparently this is the closest team name you can get to Burnley, and they currently play in the United Counties League, which is like tier 9 of non-league football, so that'd be an interesting one. Crystal Palace Baltimore are obviously from Baltimore in the States. Everton are from Chile. Fulham are from Australia. Hotspurs are from Namibia in Africa. Leeds are from Trinidad and Tobago, also in the Caribbean. We've got Leicester Nirvana, who are a very cool name. They're from England. Liverpool are the Liverpool from Uruguay. Manchester City are the Manchester City from Sierra Leone. Manchester United are the Manchester United from South Africa. Newcastle United Jets, maybe the most reputable team, the team that most people would have heard of, mostly because of Emile Heskey, I would imagine, are from obviously the A-League in Australia. Sheffield United are Sheffield United Hong Kong. Southampton Rangers are from Bermuda. West Brom Barkley are from Mauritius in the Indian Ocean, and then West Ham and Wolves Sporting are both non-league English clubs. So looking through there, none of the teams are like amazing. If I had to choose a team that would win this, it would probably end up being Arsenal Tula, I would imagine. I guess the South American sides of Liverpool and of Everton are probably quite decent as well. I would guess Newcastle United Jets would do quite well too, but I really have no idea about any of the other ones, so it's quite hard to know who's going to do well and who's not going to do well. The season preview actually is basically what I said. Arsenal, then the South American side, then Newcastle United Jets, which is quite cool. They have Fulham, Brighton and Wolves as the bottom three, but non-league Burnham though, step 9, they are predicted to come 13th this season, so that kind of shows how poor a lot of these teams in this division are. We could be seeing loads of teams like these 4 teams doing extremely well, maybe all getting 100 points and everyone else sort of getting nothing. So what I've done is I've simulated one season into the future, and then I'm going to go to sleep and I'll leave it simulating overnight and just sort of see what happens. So a season done, and I must say, what we've seen is incredible. We've got 3 teams on over 100 points. Imagine picking up 102 points in the Premier League and only coming 3rd. That is mental. Arsenal Tula lead the way on 111 points, winning 37 games and only losing 1 to Liverpool. Not far behind them was Everton on 104 points, 34 wins, 2 draws and 2 losses. And Liverpool ended up in 3rd place on 102 points with, again, 34 wins but 0 draws and 4 losses. Twice to Everton. If they hadn't drawn one of those games or lost one of those games to Everton, they may have gone ahead of them in the table. Newcastle United Jets failed to get a Champions League place, or at least what would be a Champions League place if this league worked properly. I guess it's because loads of these teams aren't from Europe. The Champions League stuff doesn't really properly work in this. So let's ignore that for now. As you can see, Wolves get it, and so do Leicester and so do Burnham, because I think they're the only actual teams from Europe in this, maybe. Either way, it's Bericum Chelsea who end up 4th in the table. The team from Ghana, if I remember correctly. Is it Ghana? Let's check their stadium. Ghana, yes. They were from Ghana, so they've done very well to get 4th. West Brom, Brighton and Fulham all relegated. Brighton and Fulham are both from Australia, so not a good showing for the Australian clubs as a whole. West Brom, they are from Mauritius, so the team from Mauritius also dropping down. Thing is, how good are these clubs compared to Championship clubs? That's what we want to know. So I'm going to have a quick look at the FA Cup to see who's won it. Amazing. Bristol City of the Championship beat Bournemouth. That is, who's got the furthest out of all the teams we promoted? Because it's all Championship clubs in the semi-finals. Quarter-finals is all Championship in a League One Peterborough as well. Like, when do Arsenal... Literally, Everton are the last team that last in this. They get knocked out of the 5th round. So the 4th round, where Altrincham are still in at that point. Manchester United get knocked out. Everton obviously won. Wolves got knocked out in the 4th round. So, unless... Did just not all the Premier League clubs enter it? No, they did. They're all hit. Arsenal, Tula lost to Norwich. We had Aston Villa lose to Blackburn. All the Premier League clubs went out. So... it does suggest that Championship clubs and even League One clubs to an extent are better than the clubs that have been replaced in the... I mean, we knew some of them were because some of them were non-league clubs, but a team like Arsenal Tool or a team like the Everton and the Liverpool and the Newcastle Jets, I would expect them to be at least Championship quality or better. So this is now interesting. Very interesting, because I want to know how far some of these clubs are going to drop down the table. I'm going to simulate this overnight. Be with you in the morning. Morning, how you doing? Good to see you. It's now 2038, as you can see, so we've gone nearly 20 seasons into the future, and what you can see is that not many clubs are left, and Bournemouth are the new superpower in England. So we're halfway through a season currently. Ignore that sort of, current season stuff. What we are looking for are teams who are still in the Premier League from when they started off. I've written down a list, so I'm going to mark them off as we see them. So as you can see, Liverpool are in 4th position right now. Arsenal, Tula are still there. Berwick, Chelsea are still there. Wolves Sporting, interestingly, are still there. And so are Everton and Crystal... Wolves Sporting have done really well because they started in the 9th tier of football at the start of this experiment. Obviously got straight into the Premier League because they got put there. But they've had a bit of a drop. They went down into the Championship at one point, into League One, got promoted and got promoted again. They've sort of yo-yoed around between the Premier League and the Championship. Not bad for a team founded in 2001. So 6 of the original 20 are still in the Premier League, which is pretty cool. What I want to look at is the history, though. I want to see how many times Bournemouth have dominated. Amazing. So obviously Arsenal, Tula won it that first season, and the 3 promoted clubs that came up the season afterwards, Norwich, Bournemouth and Blackburn, came 1st, 2nd and 3rd in the Premier League. And then since then, Bournemouth have just wiped the floor with everyone. I'm going to assume that because they've stayed at the top, they're always in the Champions League. They've got Neymar as their manager, which is just mental as well. You love to see that. They haven't won a Champions League, though. Oh, you hate to see it, but they have won 8 Community Shields along the way. Only 2 FA Cups as well, to be fair. That's not many FA Cups that they've won, but 15 Premier League titles. Amazing. Also, a very good time to be a Norwich fan. They are rarely out of the top 3. If they go on to win a Champions League at some point, they've won a Europa League twice, to be fair, and a Europa Conference League, which is very impressive. So they are doing some bits in European football. Middlesbrough, Blackburn, Watford, they're up there as well. Arsenal, Tula did manage a 3rd place a couple of times. 4 times, actually. 4 times Arsenal, Tula have been up there. So I guess we can assume that Arsenal, Tula have been the most successful club. So fair play. That's a bit of a wacky Premier League. Let's have a look at the Championship. I want to find out where all these clubs have got to. So into the Championship, Newcastle United Jets are there in 3rd place, but they are the only team there, which is a little worrying. So how have Newcastle done then? Are they a bit of a yo-yo club? Not really. They stayed in the Premier League for a long time, slowly dropping down, had 2 relegations, an instant promotion back, and it's taken them a couple of seasons to get back this time around. But they're looking like they could do it. If we look at past winners of the Championship, though, you can see that obviously Wolves have won it, Everton, Crystal Palace have won it, Newcastle have won it, Chelsea have won it twice. So Chelsea have been a yo-yo club for quite a while by looks of things as team from Ghana. So fair play to them for actually getting back up there. Liverpool went down at one point as well. And we can see in 2nd place the same sort of teams. No one else is fighting their way back up. Into League One then, and Manchester United are there from South Africa. So are West Brom Barkley. They're the team, if I look at my list, from Mauritius. But only 2 of them. So we've still not got to half the teams yet. How have United done then? United have just dropped down to League 2 pretty quickly and then just sort of stayed around that League 2, League 1 level. Fair play. West Brom from Mauritius went all the way down to the National League. Relegation, 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 relegation. Successive relegations there. And then slowly built themselves back up to League 1. That's a story that I like to see. They're also playing in some sort of, I guess they kind of count towards Africa then, because Kaiser Chiefs are there and they're from South Africa and they have qualified from their group. So I guess this obviously is some sort of African one. I guess Mauritius kind of counts as Africa. It's kind of in between Africa and India, isn't it? In like a little island. Well, lots of little islands really. There's a whole load of them, isn't there? But they've done well there. They've done well. Let's look into League 2 as well. Right, now we're seeing a few more of them. Burnham, who are meant to be replacing Burnley, are there. Lincoln City are there. You hate to see that. Get yourselves up into the Premier League, Lincoln City, please. Leicester Nirvana are there. West Ham, Ilton are there. Man City, Sierra Leone are there. And Brighton Bulldogs are bottom of the table. So there's another 5 teams. I think that makes it 6 to go still. We won't go too in-depth into these teams. I know it's getting late on into the video. But Burnham had 5 relegations in a row and then stabilised in the Vanarama National Regional Division, so north or south, whichever way they are, and slowly got themselves back up to League 2. Fair play. Leicester, very similar. 3 successive relegations, avoided 1 and then got relegated and again have built themselves back up over time. West Ham have just gone down to the National League and League 2 and just sort of stayed around that level, as you can see. Man City have done something very similar, although they're still on a downward spiral, really. Just a slow one, despite that most recent promotion. Still on a bit of a downward spiral. And then, obviously, Brighton, terrible downward spiral, and have stayed in League 2 ever since. Into the National League, Southampton, top of the table by a point. They're looking for promotion. Sheffield United, Hong Kong are there. Hotspurs FC, so are Fulham United, and so are Aston Villa and Leeds. That's another 6 clubs. So we found them all. By my list, we found them all. And it's actually very impressive that none of them have dropped out of the game, as in like past the Vanarama National Leagues North and South. They've actually all stayed in the top 5 divisions, which is mental. Or at least they're still there now. They may have dropped down a bit further and got themselves back up a little bit, as we have seen with some clubs. But I'm impressed that they're all still here. So we'll start with Southampton. Southampton went down and have just stayed there ever since, as you can see. Sheffield United, similar, down, but have had relegations and promotions between the National League North and South and the Premier League, so they're doing all right. Fulham, how have they done? They went all the way down to the regional divisions, got back to League 2 and have just been relegated, so they're on, you know, a bit of a weird spiral. I don't know, I'm not quite sure what's going with that one. Hotspur FC, again, they've just sort of stabilised in the National League after dropping down so quickly. Villa had a terrible first 4 seasons and again have just sort of stayed the same. The lowest ranked side that we've got left though, Leeds United from Trinidad, they went down to the regional leagues and they stayed there for a little while. I presume they must go into the Vanarama South because obviously most countries are in this, they're starting this division off. In fact, all of them are south of England. There's nowhere north. So I presume they almost go into the south. Because obviously Trinidad is not too far from the equator. I think, if my geography serves me correct there. If we have a look at competition, domestic leagues, they were in the south, which makes a bit more sense. I wonder who pays for them. I wonder who's paying for the other teams to fly to Trinidad to play the games. That's mad. If you had Leeds in Trinidad and you had that team from South Africa and the team from Mauritius in the same division here, they must bankrupt every single club. No wonder they got 117 points one season. No one else had any money left to spend on players. But at least we've found everyone now, and we've seen how they've done. And I think this has been really interesting, to be fair. Not quite sure what sort of point it's proven, or anything like that, but I enjoyed looking at it, and I think it's these sort of interesting databases which are quite fun. So I've got a challenge for you. Come up with something really interesting, a bit different, and just stupid maybe sometimes in the database. Test it to make sure it works, so I'm not wasting my time basically simulating things that don't work. Give it a little test, and if it works, pop it on the Discord. Discord link is down below. I'll make a little channel called Your Databases or something like that. Post links in there, and I'll try them out. And if the best ones are good, we'll do an experiment on them. So I'm going to call it time there on today's episode, but I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And of course, if you have done, drop a like on the video for me, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Goodbye.